What have we been seeing over the last week or so, especially in terms of Solidar, Bakhmut and the Russian offensive there?
Yeah, a little while ago, the Russians took Solidar, and that's given them some real momentum to move south about 5 miles towards Bakhmut, which has always been the main objective of this part of the battlefield.
So what we're going to show you here is what we've been working on. A lot of these are based on social media posts. The red is Russian-controlled, what's assessed to be under control. Yellow is claimed to be Russian-controlled. We've located some Russian positions along here. These are social media posts where we've been able to verify them. We'll show you how we do some of the verification work, but we'll show you with a Ukrainian position first. This is a video posted in the last week or so by a Ukrainian soldier. Very visible landmark there. We've seen a lot of that throughout this war.
Yeah, the Ukrainians are very clever. When they post these things on social media, they always make sure they stand in front of a definable landmark so that it can be geolocated for authenticity.
This is how we do it. Some of these geolocations are really tricky, take a lot of work. Some of them are a lot easier. We can do this. This is, Google Street View, which will be familiar to lots of people wherever you are in the world. But we can say this is going into Bachmut before the war, obviously, one of those Google Street View cars going around. If you take a look around, remember that distinctive building in the background? Well, here we are. So we can be confident, we can be accurate that this is posted at that time, and this is the right place. And just again, to go back to this map, these red dots over here, they represent what we've seen as shelling attacks. And we saw reports of a shelling attack at a children's hospital. Again, I want to show you the street view, just to show you, let's have a look at this location. Let's see what it looks like. Again, these are tools accessible to everyone. It doesn't require spy satellites or on-the-ground informants. And this is how a lot of people are doing it. So look at that building, very distinctive, white and yellow. This is a video posted, again, relatively recently. And you can see that's clearly the same hospital. This is on the outskirts of town, and we've got this attack here.
Yes, it's difficult to mistake a building like that. If it was targeted, almost certainly it was targeted deliberately. The crater is quite interesting. It's a very deep crater.
Let's go back to the crater there.
Yeah, just have a look at that. Because that crater is, you wouldn't get that with an artillery shell. That sort of crater is made by a sort of 30, 50 kilo warhead, and that's a missile. So it's a cruise missile, might even be a ballistic missile. But the sort of damage to the building and the depth of the crater tells you that that was a pretty big armament that hit it.
So this is where we are at the moment. How important is the next week? What can we expect?
Well, I think this is the end game in Bakhmut now. The Russians have got north and south of the city. At some point, they're trying to close the ring. They won't take the centre because the Ukrainians hold the centre, and it's very difficult to attack the centre of a city, house by house. But if they get round behind them, the Ukrainians will have to decide, can we keep the ring from closing, or do we arrive at the point where we've got to say, OK, boys and girls, get out. We've got to leave now, live to fight another day. And I think we're getting to that point within a few days. Well,
President Zelensky has said that Bakhmut will be a fortress, but a very difficult situation, lots of contested fighting, lots of contested information. We will be bringing the latest on Sky News, the latest in verified information as soon as we get it.